Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Chakras and Cusswords podcast. My name is Katherine. I am your host, and today we are going to talk about some of the astrology dates that are going to occur for the month of May. And I just want to say that I am just like, wow, we're already full in to the area of May and the area of spring and soon to be summer. I mean, it's really true. Like once you hit Pisces season, the year's just flying by. So I want to do a little bit of a recap of the month of April, but not too much. Just some of the full energy that really took place in April, I would say, was definitely there was a lot of energy of exposure with celebrities. There was a lot of energy of exposure of different topics. One of the people that I like to follow is Puffy, and right around the full moon lunar eclipse in Libra, and we have to remember that Puffy is a P. Diddy, Sean Combs, whatever you want to call him. He is a Scorpio. So right around March 25th, the full moon in lunar eclipse in Libra, Diddy's Los Angeles, Miami, and also New York homes all got raided. It's believed that they raided the homes in to look into the allegations and all his multiple lawsuits. He has like a few lawsuits. A lot of them really started to get, I guess you could say, kind of a big push with the lawsuits was after his ex-girlfriend Cassandra Ventura talked about her allegations of lawsuits that they ended up settling in less than, I believe, 24 hours that she filed that lawsuit. So he has had a lot of stuff going on. And I'll be completely honest, Sean Combs is not one of my favorite people at all. I really think he is a master manipulator. I also think that he's very conniving. And I definitely do think that he is a pure area of like evil intentions. Some of the things that he does definitely haven't gone unnoticed in areas of stealing from artists, putting people on these NDAs where they're not allowed to speak about their experiences with him, their collaborations with him. So I definitely feel that Puffy is guilty of all of the things that he has been accused of. And even though it's all allegation and speculation, I do believe that he's guilty of that and much more. So also there was this huge, I guess you could say it was like a cargo ship that crashed into the Baltimore Bridge right around that time. Also around April 1st, we had Mercury goes retrograde in Aries. And the U.S. firm AT&T did say that 73 million customers leaked information. Their information was leaked on the dark web. I don't know what the dark web is, but it obviously sounds pretty spooky and scary. On April 4th, Venus enters Aries. We also have that Uranus and Jupiter conjunction going on. That was right around the time of April 13th, I believe, is when it was kind of starting, and then it headed on over until the end of the month. But when it was completely conjunct was right around April 20th. We have the controversy behind a TikTok star who passed away. So Kyle Marissa Roth was a TikTok star. She did a lot of blind items. I followed a lot of her blind items. I also followed a lot of her not Instagram, TikTok, and also her lives. Unfortunately for her, she started covering a lot of celebrities that I guess you could say had a lot of controversial topics. But one of the ones that really stands out to me is when she covered Jennifer Lopez. And a lot of TikTokers are actually blaming Jennifer Lopez for the death of Kyle Marissa Roth. And the reason why is because Kyle Marissa Roth, with many other TikTokers, including me, I talked about Jennifer Lopez's / documentary / musical / latest project that she had. So basically, Jennifer Lopez didn't get any funding from a lot of people for her project. And Kyle Marissa Roth just talked about how it completely flopped. Jennifer Lopez has been basically canceling shows, and her documentary flopped. Her concerts flopped. A lot of her businesses adventures have flopped recently. And a lot of people believe it has to do with some of the karmic energy that's coming away, especially for the fixed signs, as we have Pluto in Capricorn. So they feel like a lot of that energy is kind of playing, not Pluto in Capricorn, Pluto in Aquarius, where it used to be with the cardinal signs, but now a lot of areas of karmic ties are really coming back up for the fixed signs as we have Pluto in Aquarius. And we have to remember with Pluto in Aquarius, it's affecting the fixed signs the most. And the fixed signs include the Aquarius, the Leo, the Scorpio, the Taurus. So those areas of karma, of death upon certain aspects, and maybe that's J-Lo's career, is really kind of showing up, especially if there were some karmic ties that weren't, I guess you could say, where she never really acknowledged them. So there's been a lot of controversy about Jennifer Lopez, and Kyle Marissa Roth was one of the content creators on TikTok who really exposed her. So some of the controversy includes, number one, that Jennifer Lopez had that show that is still flopped, right? It totally flopped. And also, they feel that she stole a lot of vocals from Ashanti in the I'm Real song. Also, it is noted that Ashanti has acknowledged this, but she hasn't gone on a full tour Jennifer Lopez stole my vocals. Also, it's acknowledged that Jennifer Lopez, this is speculated, that Jennifer Lopez may have played a more intricate of a part with that whole Puffy shooting back in the early 200s, or 90s, I can't remember exactly when it was, when her, Puffy, and Shine all went to a club in New York. A lot of people believe that Jennifer Lopez saw something, that Puffy was the one doing the actual bang bang, and that they put the rap on Shine. A lot of people believe that the weapon that was used in that incident was actually the way it was able to pass security was through being in Jennifer Lopez's purse. So there's a lot of controversy behind that. There's also a lot of controversy about Jennifer Lopez using the Bronx as areas as her main talking point. I'm from the Bronx, I love the Bronx, The Bronx, the Bronx, the Bronx. And she's really using the Bronx to kind of play that area of, she's still Jenny from the block. But a lot of people from the Bronx say that Jennifer Lopez does not basically pay the Bronx back in gratitude that they deserve. For instance, it's just a cycle of her using the name but never giving back the Bronx any resources. Why isn't there a Jennifer Lopez dance studio in the Bronx? Why isn't there more areas of the Jennifer Lopez beauty school or the Jennifer Lopez area of acting classes? How come for somebody who uses the Bronx so much, where are you? The Bronx is sick of you. So basically, that's what Kyle Marissa Roth was basically definitely talking about. Unfortunately, what happened with her was Jennifer Lopez copyright all of her material. Back when she did that, TikTok had a 5 copyright violation, and your account was shut down. So a lot of people believe that Jennifer Lopez and Jennifer Lopez's team went on this massive, I guess you could say, smear campaign or reporting campaign where they got Kyle Marissa Ross TikTok account shut down. We have to remember that she's a small content creator. She's not going to steal Jennifer Lopez's billions of dollars or millions of dollars or whatever amount Jennifer Lopez has, right? She's a small content creator. Yes, she has 700,000 followers, but like, she's not freaking rich. You know, she's not Jennifer Lopez rich. You know, and Jennifer Lopez's team and Jennifer Lopez went out of their way to make sure her account was basically stopped. And also that Kyle wouldn't be able to receive any of the revenue that she had from that TikTok account. Kyle also had problems with colon cancer. She was, I believe, she fought colon cancer about 2 years ago, and it seems to be okay, but she was having symptoms. She was having stress. She was having a lot of areas of her health being in question. We don't know what was the actual cause of Kyle Marissa Ross' death, if it was related to the colon cancer diagnosis of 2 years ago, or if it was related to maybe ingesting sleeping pills, or if it was related to some areas of depression. I honestly think that Kyle Marissa Ross was going through a lot of things mentally and physically as well. And the Jennifer Lopez copyright thing really, I hate to say it, but I think it really did play some areas in her mental and physical health as well, not only financial. Also, protesters around this time shut down the Golden Gate Bridge and I-80 in Oakland and multiple bridges nationwide due to the protest of Gaza and Free Palestine. That was on Monday, April 15th. For the most part, we are entering Taurus season fully, right? There was a lot of back and forth with the male rappers dissing each other, and it was Metro Boomin, Future, and Kendrick Lamar all put out this diss track aimed at Drake. Then they put out a remix, and it was like basically included a lot of artists. It was A$AP Rocky, it was Rick Ross, it was The Weeknd. It was just like everybody that Drake collaborated with has come back and was like, Drake, we don't like you for whatever reasons. I don't know what Drake has done to piss these people off, but I mean, whatever, right? So they basically said, you know, we don't like you, blah, blah, blah. We don't like you, Drake. So then Drake did a rebuttal. Then Kanye decided to do a rebuttal as well. And Kanye inserted himself into the group chat and got on his own diss train towards Drake. We already know there's been tons of beef between Drake and Kanye for years. That's nothing new. So it was interesting. This was all kind of happening around the Uranus and Taurus conjunct with Jupiter in Taurus, considering that Kanye is a Taurus stellium. He has many, I believe he has his Mercury, even I think maybe his Venus. I don't have his chart right in front of me, so I'm not going to speculate, but I know he is a Taurus stellium. I talk about it on my TikTok and also my YouTube channel if you want to check out that video. So definitely that was interesting right around the time of that big, huge conjunction that people were definitely playing it in with that conjunction not happening with a lot of the zodiacs, right? Not really creating an energy. And then it finally happened after 12 years, right? And then people get very rebellious, and they also, kind of this. I mean, to me, I see it as kind of like a bet, right? I bet if I create a diss track, I'm going to get some publicity and it's going to be a hit. And I'll be honest, I like pretty much everybody's diss track. Also, Taylor Swift created a diss track on her newest adventure. And for the Swifties, this adventure is all about her being the tortured poet. So it's like a 2-hour album. It's the Tortured Poets Department. It was released on Friday, right around that area of Taurus season, that area of that conjunction. But one of the songs called "Thank You, Amy," in the title, she highlights and capitalizes the K from "thank you," and Amy, she spells it different. She spells it AIMEE. And she capitalizes the I and the M. So a lot of people are thinking that it's about Kim Kardashian. And she talks about how Kim Kardashian is just like this big time bully, and how a lot of Kim Kardashian's bullying and antics of creating Taylor Swift to be a liar has definitely messed with her clarity, her mental health. But at the end, she thanks Kim Kardashian in some ways, because she says, if there wasn't you, there probably wouldn't be me. I'm this, Swiftie, this huge icon. So definitely interesting, especially when we look at Uranus, because Uranus, however you want to call it, does have a lot of that artistic element behind it. I did do the full story of Uranus, I think like 2 weeks ago, so make sure you check that out. I will tell you, I am recording extremely early for the astrology dates for May, and one of the reasons why is because I have a lot of stuff going on the next weekend, so I will not be able to record. But of course, we still have some dates that are going to be taking place that I didn't cover, and those dates include the full moon in Scorpio happening on April 3rd, and also Mercury going direct in Aries, and Mars entering Aries, and also Venus entering Taurus. And then we have on April 30th, the Venus in Taurus square Pluto in Aquarius. So by the time you hear this, Mercury will be direct and the full moon in Scorpio will be complete. So let's get into some of the dates for May. I do say that May has a different type of energy. It feels a little bit more social. It feels a little bit more collective bound. Maybe we'll see some more collaborations. Maybe Kanye and Drake will hug and make up. I doubt it, but you never know. Will Kim Kardashian actually respond to Taylor Swift? Apparently she's scared of the Swifties. I don't blame her. Those fandoms are crazy. So let's talk about May 2nd. We have Pluto goes retrograde in Aquarius. I think that this is a time for us to reflect on past mistakes. Also, this is a good time for us to look at how come we haven't really put our first forward step in areas of creating transformation. Also, closing chapters. Are we still having those chapters coming back up and slapping us in the face? Is it time that we really kind of close it down? Also, around May 7th, we have a new moon in Taurus. And this feels exciting, especially around new starts, around financial gains. Okay, this new moon isn't tied into the eclipses. The eclipse season is taking a pause. So it's a great time, no retrogrades. So it's definitely a great time to start some new beginnings and create some new intentions around financial gains. Also around the root chakra and the heart chakra as well. It's also a perfect time to really plant the seeds of the area that we want to be moving forward in some long-term aspects. Also, we have to remember that the Taurus is not scared to work hard. So it's really time that we look at ourselves and say, am I putting in the work? Am I showing up where I need to show up for these areas of intentions and manifestations to really be right in front of me? So time to look at that for this new moon in Taurus. Also, right around May 13th, I would say is a high energy day. We have Sun in Taurus conjuncts Uranus in Taurus, and also Venus in Taurus sextiles Saturn in Pisces. This feels like some areas of where we're going to start to kind of feel maybe some stresses coming away. We're also going to feel that energy where maybe we're going to be like doubting all these new moon manifestations we just created, all these intentions and new beginnings. So I would say if this energy is making you feel very like there's more obstacles than there are solutions, to put your feet deep down in the earth and really get your rooting centered, really get that strategy stable. Allow yourself to be one with the earth and also the cosmos. Also, it might be a time that we see some obstacles in our relationship. Also on May 14th, we have Ceres goes retrograde in Capricorn. Anytime I think about Ceres, I think about that nostalgia energy, that area that really hits the reputation of the public image, especially with Capricorn. And what I would do with this energy is look at all the things of the past that really had you enforced in areas of leadership, work, and creation. Look at the reputation. How would you like to kind of take a softer approach in certain aspects of your professional days? Also on May 16th, we have Pallas enter Scorpio. It is a time that we are going to definitely be exploring the areas of the eccentric energies around us, looking at that comfort that we feel aligned with. Also, right around May, let me not skip this. May 18th is a high energy day. We have Venus in Taurus conjunct Uranus in Taurus. This is a day where some of our relationships and our routines might get a little spontaneous spark of energy, or it might be an area where we're really feeling like this dynamic of our relationships kind of feeling a little bit fixed, a little bit too fixed, and we want to break it up. Also, it is a time that we're also going to look at our areas of optimism. We're going to remember to not be so pessimistic, not be so one-sided. I'm not one-sided. Are you one-sided? I'm not one. All the fixed sides. Play close attention. Also, we have on May 20th, Sun enters Gemini. This is a beautiful time for us to get not only our areas of communication down, but the areas of analyzation, that area of kind of letting us be able to fully think about what it is that we want to communicate to ourselves for this next season. Also, it is an area where we are going to feel a little bit more centered around the throat chakra. So don't let that energy get overactive. Or if it does get overactive, just make sure to kind of get back centered and do some rooting, and also to really think about your passion projects. Also, around May 23rd, we have a high energy day as well. We have Venus in Taurus conjunct Jupiter in Taurus. We also have Venus in Taurus sextiles Neptune in Pisces. And we have a full moon in Sagittarius. Can you say that 3 times fast? Okay, so let's think about this. Let's really think about this in the areas of where it is that we are at the current moment. So look at this energy of Venus in Taurus and it having a conjunction with Jupiter in Taurus. It really allows us to take in the pleasures of our life and take in the pleasures of what it is that feels right with us, what it is that we enjoy, and bring it into our relationships, right? Bring that energy fully in. Also, we have Venus in Taurus sextiles Neptune in Pisces. It's a day to acknowledge the beauties of ourselves, our relationships, and also our dreams, our illusions. Not be too naive, but also be reality-based and understand that we can create a lot of areas of intentions and manifesting. And of course, we have a full moon in Sagittarius all happening on the same day. Whew. This is a doozy. Okay, so with this full moon in Sagittarius, It's about the pathway. It's about the exploration, allowing ourselves to explore internally, spiritually, and the philosophies behind it, allowing ourselves to indulge in the relationships of the self, in the relationships of others, in the relationships of our dream state. This energy alignment is big. It's a big energetic day on May 23rd. So definitely mark that day on your calendar, because I got one more thing to tell you for this day. Venus enters Gemini. OMG, right? Like, how can this day get any bigger? I don't know. And I probably will not be making content for this day, because this day has so much. Like, whoever's born on this day, I feel is like going to be a very magical person, okay? So if you have any babies born on May 23rd, kiss that baby for me, please, somebody. So we have Venus enters Gemini, and then it is going to definitely pick up our areas of communication with our partners, with ourselves, and our areas of what it is that we really see as the beautiful moments and times that we want to live in with these individuals. Also on this day, okay, I can't with this day anymore. Jupiter in Taurus sextiles Neptune in Pisces. Definitely similar areas than the Venus in Taurus sextiles Neptune in Pisces. Similar but different. Okay, Jupiter in Taurus really is right here. The sextile is more romantic. It's more beautiful. I mean, just in the name alone, sextile Neptune and Pisces, it feels very luxurious. It feels very silky. It feels very velvety. It feels very beautiful, right? So we want those good vibes to seep on through for this whole season, especially for this whole summer, for this whole year, for this whole lifetime. So pick up that energy, especially on this day. If you've been slacking on your goals, or you just haven't really been feeling that full movement moving forward, pick it up, especially on May 23rd. Yes, definitely a great day for some full moon rituals and some full moon intentions. On May 25th, we have Jupiter enters Gemini. This is a biggie. Oh, guys, this is a big E for the Geminis. Jupiter entering Gemini is going to help the Geminis so much. It was definitely a high time for Jupiter in Gemini transitioning over. I do feel like the Geminis needed that boost. They really did. And then we also have to remember that, you know, for Jupiter being in Taurus for so long, we saw a lot of areas with also like the recession, right? We also saw that with, I guess it's not really a recession, right? They haven't actually labeled it, but we have definitely seen prices going up. But people are making more money. Believe it or not, people are, even though a lot of people don't believe that, but for the most part, people are making more money. But just because some people are making more money and some people aren't, the prices are affecting everybody as a collective. A lot of that has to do with Pluto and Aquarius. But for the most part, this is a time where you are going to want to step into the area of being the messenger for yourself on areas of abundance, of areas of wisdom, of areas of intellect. There's probably going to be a lot of new possibilities for the collective as a whole, especially for the mutable signs. Also for the Gemini placements. So definitely look at where Jupiter is in your chart. Is Jupiter in which house? Which house do you need to be focused on with this Jupiter in Gemini for the next year? But for most people, we're going to definitely want to see those new areas of ideas, and possibilities really showing forward. Whew, man, that energy alignment for May sounds pretty fascinating. And I can't wait to talk about the zodiacs. We are currently in the astrology series. We are going through the planets. I just covered Neptune, and then after this podcast will come out the meditation for Neptune. But definitely head up Chakras and Cusswords podcast and YouTube channel. Please follow, subscribe, and give me a rate and a like. And 5 stars always does me right. I am a part-time rapper. And share it with your friends. It helps move me up the podcasting ladder. And everybody have an amazing new season of Gemini and also month of May. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.